it has been a turbulent few months for Netball New Zealand. First, Dame Noeline was stood down, then we had silence and confusion and commentators filling the void. Now she's back and she's spoken about it, but it seems we're still in the dark as to what actually happened and whether what was wrong is now right. So joining us now is former Silver Ferns coach Yvonne Willering. Good morning to you, Yvonne.
Yes, good morning.
You must have been sitting watching this going, what on earth?
Yep. Yeah, but wasn't it interesting when Dame Noeline Taurua came on air yesterday, we thought, oh, finally we're going to hear exactly what's going down. Yep. And did we? No, we didn't. One, obviously there's still constraints on her as to what she can and can't say, but how many times did we hear her say, I don't know? You know, and it's still a situation whereby the specifics of why she was initially stood down still aren't clear to her. And it's interesting, like a lot of us talk about she should have gone on the Northern Tour. That to me was a start of the new venture leading into the Com Games next year. And one of the reasons they said she's not going was because they needed this period of time to really go over different situations and, you know, the environment and also the culture and also about the voice of the players. And they needed this period of time to go over that, which means, yes, she's been reinstated and yes, it was as of that date. But if you have a look at it, there are still a long way to go in the negotiations as to exactly what is going to be set down. And, you know, I guess that's still going to take a period of time and it's going to take its toll.
Yeah, because she's the coach, but she's not with the team.
Yep.
And she's got to put things right, but she doesn't know what was wrong. So how do you fix what was wrong when you're not 100% clear what it was?
Yeah, and in the interviews, you know, she started to question herself, and I find that a bit sad. You know, like she's saying, well, if it's this, you know, with the players, and she says, I'm happy to talk to parents, to nanas, whatever, you know, and I'm going, you're already doing that, you know, she's very good at communicating. She really cares for the player on and off the court, so she's going, what am I doing wrong here? And that's really difficult as a coach, you know, and I look at that and I'm going, it's going to be really hard when she actually goes back into a team environment because she's going to go in there with a little bit of not quite sure what is happening, which means that...
Who do I trust? Who wants me here? Who doesn't?
Yeah, and the communication. And it's almost like a tick-off of things that she needs to do. And that's not the way you need to go in as a coach. And it's really important. She stays with her own philosophies. She cares about what she's doing. I mean, she does. She's got a tremendous passion for the sport. You know, but to have to question everything she does, it just isn't right. You know, she needs to be herself. I've been through that process where you try to be a different coach. You can't. You've just got to be yourself, but be your best self on that. You know, and it's a situation, what's happening? I think we will know more once all these structures are set in place, because then we will say, oh, is that the reason why? And we can obviously form different opinions at that stage. But appreciate nothing, there's no coaching for her between now and the Com Games. She'll probably have a training camp somewhere along the line, but we've got the ANZ Championships there as well. She indicated yesterday that there were other offers on the table, and I'm going, some of those offers are going to be from Australia, right? And I'm going, well, there's no reason why, and she's done it in the past, I think right at the start of the coaching career with the Silver Ferns, why she can't go over to Australia, take a specialist role with one of the teams, appreciating there's 6 or 7 players that are involved in the Australian Suncorp Super League, so it's an opportunity for her to stay in touch with them. But also she needs to coach. She doesn't want to go into the Commonwealth Games not having any coaching under her belt.
So you're not suggesting that someone's going to poach her permanently, but that she might go offshore in the interim?
Yeah, and she's done it to a certain degree. She did a little bit with Swifts last year, and we were going, what are you doing here? And it was interim. She did it with Lightning. She stayed with the Lightning for a period of time as a coach, and she also coached the Silver Ferns. Because nothing's happening, and hopefully by Christmas, they will have solved all the issues, and she can know exactly the planning for next year going into it. But she needs to have, she's a sort of coach, she needs to be actively involved. She just loves the team environment. Yeah, and so that's why I can see her doing that, because there isn't opportunities for her here at the moment.
Do you think heads should roll?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think there's got to be accountability here, and that's not, I mean, she has really been targeted, and she was asked, was she unfairly treated? And she didn't answer yes. And the rest of us are sitting there going, say yes, say yes.
Yeah.
And it has. It's been a really trying time for her. And I think the worst thing is her credibility has been, questioned. And that's hard on a coach. And I don't think she needs to now prove to people her worth as a coach, and that doesn't come into it at all. But it's interesting, she is questioning herself, but others need to as well. The review process she didn't even know about, and the review process was limited. It only involved some players. It needs to involve everyone involved with the sport, and that hasn't happened. Will it happen in the future? It needs to, because it's really important. Just because you have a few wins doesn't mean to say everything's resolved. And that's what often happens. We tend to say, oh, especially Constellation Cup, won a couple of games, we're back on track. No, there's issues that have, people have been hurt in this process, not just her, but other people as well. And that still needs to be addressed. And it's going to take time. And same with it's going to take time to bring everything back together and to get that trust and that belief in one another. And it's not going to be an easy road for her. She has indicated that if things don't work according to plan, if she feels she hasn't got the support of the players or the majority of players and also the people involved in the game, she'll walk. And she will do that because the sport comes first with her.
Yeah, well, I would. If you were being treated like that and you couldn't put it right, why would you stay? Thank you so much for your time this morning. Yvonne Willering, former Silver Ferns coach, with her take on the ongoing Dame Noeline and Netball New Zealand saga.